Greetings, guys and gals. This is Jabberwock bringing you the best in esports. Today we have the Shinhan Winners League, StarCraft Brood War, STX Seoul versus SKT1, set 4. SKT1 is up 2-1 on STX, and we have Bisu yet again versus Godzilla. And anyone know who Godzilla is? Godzilla, it's Cal. And he changed his name for some retarded reason. Anyways, this game is going to be on Fortress. Looks like Bisu spawning as the blue toss at the 12, and at the 3 o'clock, purple Protoss is Cal. So Bisu already at a disadvantage, but I think that he can make it. I think he can pull out of it. He's playing like an absolute hoss lately. One thing I want to say is I was going to cast Stork versus Bisu in the PD Pop MSL, which would have been awesome, except Ranshin came back and he's doing that, so I was like, why would I do that if there's already an English commentary on it? So I'm going to stick with the Winners League probably for the time being, because the OSL's covered, the MSL's covered, the Winners League is not covered. That's what I'm doing. No cheese going out for either player. Probably, this map is kind of biased towards fast expansion, so I could see a player doing a fast expand, like a 1 gate into expansion, something like that. However, that's always risky in Protoss play, although we did see it work out for Stork, kind of. He did like a 3 gate into expansion type push against Bisu in the PD Pop MSL set 1. If you guys haven't seen that, you should check it out on my channel and then go to Ranshin's and watch sets 2 and 3, because he's going to be putting those up. And yeah, I'm being nice and referring you guys over to him, even though he was kind of mean to me. It's okay. Bisu scout going in the wrong direction, and might even scout Cal third, or third, because his pro scout's not going in the right direction. It looks like he's turning around, coming to that section, possibly. Cybernetics going down for both players getting their assimilators as well. So we're probably going to see very, very standard Protoss play. Probably no early expansions. The only way a player's going to expand if he's able to contain his opponent and set up his expansion that way. Scout for Cal is going in the right direction, and you see that scout for Bisu just absolutely clueless as to where Cal is. Don't know why he didn't scout that 3 o'clock base first, to be completely honest. As you guys know, Fortress is a 4-player map. Obviously, just bypassing that scout altogether, possibly was playing the odds as like, you know what, if he's not there, then I'll get a really quick scout if he's at the bottom left bases, but obviously that didn't work out too well for him. Cal scout now in Bisu's base, and it's kind of weird how Bisu is blue, and now on the scoreboard thingy he's like tealish. I think that's really awkward, and it's surprising that they don't have an actual blue color. Cybernetics core is spinning for Bisu. Bisu scout finally, after taking a weekend vacation, getting into Cal's base, sees that Cybernetics core spinning, so very, very standard for both players, and pretty much going even builds. I mean, mirror matchup we have today here. Dragoon now out for Cal, as well for Bisu. And this is really just going to come down to Dragoon micro and macro and rallying units. I know that sounds retarded because, yeah, isn't that what StarCraft's all about? But it's not going to really come down to build order, in my opinion. The only time we're going to see some deviation is when the Pro Scout goes out of the base and you see whether they go for a Citadel or a Robotics or another gateway like Bisu. Bisu's going for another gateway, so he's going for 2 gates, opting to do that rather than go for the early Robotics, and so this is a little bit deviation in the build. We see that Cal, meanwhile, has only got 1 gateway, probably saving up for a Robotics or possibly expansion. I'm assuming it's going to be a Robotics, though, and Bisu needs to make sure that Cal Scout does not get in the base to see this. So now it is going to come down to build order. It's going to come down to the fact that Bisu is going to have more units early on, but he might not have a Reaver for a very long time, or might not even have observers if Cal decides to go something crazy like DTs, which would be absolutely epic. You see another piling going down. No Robotics yet for either player. It seems like Cal probably has put down his Robotics, I'm assuming, but he might have not. There's the Robotics facility. So 2 gate Robotics versus 3 gate, and honestly I think that Bisu might be able to pull this out. He needs to put on some pressure early on before that Robotics support is up. now we have the robotics facility going down, so just a little bit later. Cal looks like he's pushing them both at even units, so Bisu might get his Dragoon picked off. Bisu's Dragoon gets picked off. Really unfortunate for him. Here comes another engagement. Cal doing excellent micro, although losing one Dragoon, will lose another Dragoon. Here comes Bisu with just more Dragoon forces. He needs to micro against those Zealots. He needs to make sure that his those Zealots do not kill his Dragoon. Cal in a little bit of trouble, lost 3 Dragoons in that exchange. His robotics facility is not even up yet, and Bisu is just pumping out of these 3 gateways, doing a very nice job attacking that Zealot in the back, pushing at Cal's front, and honestly I think that he needs to push in. He can't just sit outside the base. Shield battery going up for Bisu for Cal, which is going to allow him to defend this a little bit better. He is pulling probes to defend this. Here comes Bisu with more units. It looks like he's not pumping any more units out of his gateways, unfortunately. Those are possibly Dragoons coming out just now, so a little bit late on the macro there, but I think that he'll be okay. He needs to push in though, because this robotics facility is done, and so I mean the robotic support is done, and so a Reaver is going to come out very shortly with that shield battery. It's going to be very hard for Bisu to push in at any time. He's only got about 2 more Dragoons than Cal does, and that other Dragoon is lagging behind a little bit. Here comes Bisu trying to push in, might be able to get in, but no, this choke is just so small, and Cal's, the way he built his structures is just amazing. With the probe micro and the Dragoon micro, there's no way that Bisu is going to be pushed in here, and so Bisu hard pressed to get in there, but unable to do so. So now Cal is at a little bit of advantage, in my opinion, because he was able to defend that. He did pull about 4 or 5 probes, so he is going to be a little bit behind in terms of economy, but he does have that Reaver coming out, which is going to help him out so much. Once he gets that shuttle, I think that Bisu really is going to be hard pressed to defend that. But if anyone can defend it, it's going to be Bisu. Bisu or Stork would definitely be able to. Oh! Reaver shot going off on that Dragoon. Did explode, did not dud, so a little bit bad for Bisu. I think he's going to be okay. Bisu opting to get the shuttle before the Reaver, which is pretty standard. Cal obviously needed to get that Reaver out for defense, but now Cal has a pretty big force of Dragoons. It might even be bigger than Bisu's or equal to, and with that Reaver, there's no way that Bisu's going to be able to push in now. Bisu needs to either set up an expansion or just go pretty much all in on this attack and just macro like crazy, stop his pro production and just macro, because now that the Reaver is out, Cal's probably making another Reaver. He's going to have 2 Reavers to Bisu's 1. Unless Bisu comes out with something like some crazy macro, he's not going to be able to do nearly anything. Observatory going up for Cal as well. Looks like Bisu's still making probes, so might be thinking of expanding. That scout might get into the base. That would be really terrible. But no, Bisu's able to pick it off before it gets in the base. Shuttle not out for Cal as well. So Cal actually went for a Reaver shuttle Reaver instead of Reaver shuttle, which I don't know how I feel about. I think that he would have been a lot better going for the Reaver. Here comes the Reaver for Bisu, and the dud. Gets about 3 or 4 probes, but the first one duds. That's really unfortunate, although he did get a few probes, so that's really nice. Doesn't want to get his shuttle picked off. Cal in a little bit of trouble. And so with that harass, I think Bisu might have evened it up. Bisu is going for his expansion, which is definitely the smarter move there. And here comes Cal on the counterattack. Bisu's going to have to back up to his own choke. If he's able to hold there, then that'll be really good for him, because he'll be a little slightly ahead economically. Obviously, when Cal is able to hold him like that, though, he's going to go for his own expansion. And oh man, that shuttle almost getting picked off. Reaver engagements. 2 Reavers for Cal, 1 Reaver for Bisu. This is just looking terrible for Bisu. Oh my gosh, all of his Dragoons are just going down. These Reavers are being protected so well. His own Reaver might go down, and the shuttle goes down. Oh man, Bisu. He's losing that Dragoon's not okay. If he was at those 4 Dragoons, he might be okay. Bisu looking a little bit worried, as he should. He's a little bit hard-pressed for units right now, and I'm just using hard-pressed like a crazy man. I'm using hard-pressed for every single thing that I can think of for some reason. But anyways, here comes the 2 Reavers. Needs to not get hit by 2 hits going off on those Dragoons. He cancels the expansion just at the last minute. He's going to need to use all of his minerals on expanding. He needs to go, if he went in for a snipe, he might be able to do that. That would be absolutely epic if he went for that snipe. He probably, if he would have hit the shuttle, Cal might put those Reavers in the shuttle, and then he could pick off all 3 in one. Kind of like a 2 birds with 1 stone type thing, except 3. And Bisu now having to get his 4th gateway up just because he doesn't have enough units. He does have that Reaver hidden behind that robotics facility, but he's in a ton of trouble now. And that's why I said that 3-gate push is pretty much like all in. If you can't do a ton of damage, it's really, really all in. That pylon is going to go down. He's going to have to build another one. He does have that other one behind him. And here comes Bisu looking for the counterattack, trying to pick off the shuttle, which is what he's doing, almost picking up those Reavers. That would have been absolutely terrible, but might be able to pick off the other one. I don't know why he's not trying to swipe that Reaver. Here he comes. Almost sniped the Reaver. The Reaver is sniped. Now he's got 2 Reavers to Cal's none, and he's able to push Cal out of his base. Cal now in a little bit of a hard spot, but very, very nice job by Bisu. Bisu's going to immediately pick up this expansion, but for some reason, Cal didn't try to pick up his expansion. I don't know why he didn't do that. Cal, why didn't you try to pick up your expansion, man? I don't understand. He didn't even attempt to do it. He didn't even send a probe down there or anything. And now they're pretty much at even. Bisu's at actually better economically and production-wise because he has another gateway. And Cal wasn't... What were you thinking? I don't know what he was thinking. I honestly don't know why he wouldn't try to put up an expansion while he's up against... I almost used it again. While he's containing his opponent. Why would you not do that? Now both of their expansions are probably going to go up at the same time. Bisu's observer is going to see pretty much all of this. Looks like Cal might not even be trying to put up an expansion. He might just be trying to macro up, going for an all-in here. Bisu coming in with some Zealots as well as Dragoons. Has the shuttle in the Reaver. I don't know where the shuttle is. The shuttle should have popped out. There's the shuttle coming a little bit behind the units. Now Cal has a shuttle and a Reaver of his own. One hit going off on the Zealot, but not doing any type of killing blow damage. Bisu picking up his expansion, but Cal, for some reason, man, is not doing anything. These Reavers are really close. Reavers are really close. Might be going in for a snipe here. Dropping them off. Very good micro by Bisu. He needs to get Reaver shots off. The Reavers aren't attacking. Why aren't the Reavers attacking? Only one Reaver is attacking. Bisu's probably going to lose this. Oh my god, he doesn't want to get his units picked off, but just the Reaver and the Dragoons, his extra production just helping him out so well. Bisu able to come back from what looked like a absolute blowout and is able to take out Cal. Cal not setting up his expansion. He's going to have to GG. I'm assuming there's the GG from Gojilla, and Bisu with the capital GG. And that's why I say he's just on top of his game. He's absolutely on top of his game. There's no one who's more on top of his game. Well, maybe Stork, but a Protest player, I don't think so. Bisu is the man. 3 kill in this matchup. And maybe see him next set. I don't know if I'm going to cast that or not. But anyways, remember to go check out the MSL because that's some epic matchups. Bisu versus Stork. Anyways, if you like what you saw, please subscribe. Also, please give me a like. And I'm out of here. Lates. Thank you.